Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I do want to speak about Avengers Doomsday because we do have the Hollywood Reporter claiming very big things, and that is about the runtime of Avengers Doomsday. They have also spoken about how the tickets for Doomsday are going to be releasing next week, which is crazy. Just like out of nowhere, right? And like 5 months out before the movie comes out. I thought that it was going to release, or the tickets were going to release like maybe in October, maybe early November, but 5 months out, that is insane. And, there has been a lot of things going on in the world for Marvel right now because there has been this slight feeling, right, for us Marvel fans that, there's been very little lack of marketing. There's no trailer. They are promoting Brand New Day, but like we don't really see anything in regards to Doomsday that this movie is going to be happening. Not even a sneak peek or like anything. No promotional material whatsoever. And now we finally do have it. Now we finally have the Hollywood Reporter claiming that basically next week will be the beginning of Marvel promoting their movie. And so let's talk about the runtime first because they have claimed that Avengers Doomsday is going to be 165 minutes long. 165 minutes long, clocking in at 2 hours and 46 minutes, meaning that with that runtime, that will be considered as the longest movie in the Multiverse Saga. The longest one. Avengers Doomsday will be at 2 hours and 46 minutes. In second place comes in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is 2 hours and 41 minutes, which is 5 minutes less. And then we have Eternals at 2 hours and 37 minutes. And think about how long Eternals felt when we watched that movie. I don't know if it's because it wasn't that good of a movie, but that movie was long. I'm actually kind of surprised that Wakanda Forever is 2 hours and 41 minutes because that movie felt kind of long. I mean, not long, but it felt pretty short. But all in all, though, Doomsday is clocking in at 2 hours and 46 minutes, which is like 14 minutes away from it being a 3-hour movie. And that also does mean, right, that with this runtime, when you compare Avengers Doomsday with Endgame, Infinity War, The Avengers, and Age of Ultron, Doomsday will go down as second place in terms of the runtime, and then Endgame comes in first place at 181 minutes, Infinity War in third place with 149 minutes, which is a couple of minutes less than Doomsday, and then The Avengers comes in at number 4, and then the shortest Avengers film is Avengers Age of Ultron, which is in 5th place at 141 minutes. So currently, right now, Doomsday, based off the reports that we have gotten and these details, Doomsday is 16 minutes longer than Infinity War and 16 minutes shorter than Endgame. Once again, I want to make one thing clear. None of this is confirmed by Marvel, or we did not see this like at a website on like the AMC website, and it does not say like 2 hours and 46 minutes. It does not say that. It's just this is based off the Hollywood Reporter, but it's basically almost 99% confirmed that this is the runtime. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is the perfect runtime. It's not too short, but it's also not going to be like 3 hours and 20 minutes long. I mean, like I would like for Doomsday to be 3 hours and 20 minutes long, but it's long enough. And that's the only thing that matters to me, because I would hate to see Doomsday clocking at 2 hours and 10 minutes or 2 hours and 15 minutes or something crazy like that. We don't want to see that. We need this movie to be as long as possible because there are so many unanswered questions. And they have also claimed, according to the Hollywood Reporter, that it's gonna be branded through Infinity Vision, which is basically Marvel's version of IMAX. The only reason why Disney is using the branding of Infinity Vision instead of IMAX is because Marvel is not going to be able to use Doomsday in the IMAX format, only because Dune 3 has that type of access to the IMAX screens. So Marvel basically lost. They got punked out. Dune 3, along with Warner Brothers, they just said, get out the way. This is our time. December is our time. We're getting all the IMAX screens and for the next 2 weeks. And so that is why Disney said, okay, fine. We're just going to rebrand with something else. And we're going to call ourselves in premium large formats a thing called Infinity Vision, which to me, it does not even matter because I'm not going to see this at no AMC. Well, maybe. But I'm for sure going to be seeing it at my nearest theater that is by my house. It's called the Esquire Theater here in Sacramento. They do have the ratio, like the screen is 70 millimeters, so I am so happy to have that right next to me. You barely do find 70 millimeter screens like around the United States, but I have one that's like 15, 20 minutes away, so I'm gonna be watching it there. I do not care about watching it like an IMAX or like at a certain like IMAX theater like the AMC. Like I'm not that interested. Is fine. I'm not too worried about that. So with that being said, all of this is making a lot of sense to me, right? The fact that this report has also claimed that the trailer is going to be dropping next week, because if you really think about it, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out very soon. It drops July 31st, basically the last 2 days of July. And if you're going to tell me that they're going to be releasing the trailer next week, that is the perfect timing for it to be introduced right before Brand New Day does start. So all of this makes a lot of sense. This is why I really do believe that this will happen, and a lot of things are going to be falling down, right? Like we all said that there is no marketing, promotional material, no nothing. Like Marvel's not doing anything, Disney's not interested in doing anything with Doomsday, but just out of nowhere, I'm telling you, like in these last, I will say 9 to 10 days of July, it's just going to hit us like a wall, and it's just going to keep going until December, because what I do feel like is going to end up happening is, okay, we have July 20th. The Infinity Vision ticket launch will release on July 25th. 5 days later, we're probably going to be seeing the Hall H presentation, and them saying a bunch of things like we have the X-Men cast, we have this trailer for Avengers Doomsday, we also have a sneak peek for Secret Wars. I don't know what they're going to say. They're going to say some things, but it's going to be huge. A huge presentation for Hall H on July 25th. Shortly after that presentation, when they do also release the trailer of Doomsday in front of the fans out there, they're going to release it online. And while they release it online, like maybe, I don't know if it's going to be like 2 days later or like 2 minutes later, but the moment they do release that trailer, then they will also say the tickets are also on sale. Go buy your tickets now, whatever. All of this is very perfect, because by the time we get into July 31st, which is 5 days later after Hall H presentation by Marvel, Brand New Day opens, and you're also going to be having the trailer play right in front of Brand New Day. Also, when Brand New Day has its run from July all the way through to like the end of August, then they're going to start promoting, maybe slight promotion, but they're going to start promoting Avengers Endgame Encore. That's what the title is reportedly going to be called. That will release on September 25th. Avengers Endgame Encore. It's going to be releasing in all theaters. And the reason why they're having this is because, once again, according to the reports, we have also heard the Russo brothers describe this as like a narrative bridge between Endgame and Doomsday. But according to the reports, the custom introduction is going to be played right in front of it, which is the Infinity Vision. They're going to add additional footage to Endgame and a special end tag connected to Doomsday, which is why he said, the Russo brothers were saying that this is a narrative bridge between Endgame and Doomsday. So they have also claimed that there's going to be bonus material limited to Infinity Vision and IMAX presentations, but they're going to be doing that. They're going to be showing us like a clip of, I don't know what it's going to be in Avengers Endgame on September 25th. I don't know what it's going to be, but I do hope, and this is my own speculation, and this is what I think is going to happen, and this is probably the only thing that they could show. It has to show, and again, this is my speculation. I could be wrong. This is not insider information. This is not what I heard based off a report. It's just my own opinion, what I think could happen. I think that the Russo brothers are going to be attaching a scene at the end of Endgame and show Steve Rogers going through that journey, putting back the stones and going back to the timeline where he could have lived, where he did live a peaceful life with Peggy. They're going to show that. But I do think that right after that, they're going to be showing the the circumstances that come from that, right? The cause and effect, right? Steve Rogers staying in that specific timeline most likely probably caused an incursion. And I think that they're going to be showing that. And I think that that incursion will affect Doctor Doom's universe, where his universe does get destroyed, setting up Avengers Doomsday. Most likely that is going to be, I think that's what's going to happen. And I do want to also say one last thing before we do click off here. As we go into Avengers Doomsday, I have a lot of high expectations. I think that it is a very ambitious project. And I'm also, for even myself, I'm going to be very ambitious for the next 5 months trying to get these tickets because I know it's going to be a headache. Whether it's AMC or Esquire or whatever, Cinemark, whatever, it's going to be a headache. I have to be ambitious. I have to stay up very early because I don't know when the tickets are going to drop. It's at 6 a.m. or they might drop it right after the Hall H presentation is over or whatever. I have to be out there, go out strong, and get those tickets, right? Because I do not want to see Doomsday at 2 a.m. like how I saw Endgame at 2:30 a.m. back in 2019, back when I was 20 years old. I'm not going to be able to do that at 28, 29 years old now, 10 years later, almost 10 years later. But besides that, right, I'm getting off topic here. Doomsday is going to be a very big event. Everybody's going to be looking forward towards that movie, especially for the Marvel fans. It's going to break box office records. But I do pray, bro. I really do hope that Doomsday answers a lot of the questions that we have been asking for the past, I would just say 5 years, since the Multiverse Saga started up until today. And I do want to bring up those questions that I hope does end up getting answered in Avengers Doomsday. One of them is going to be about what is actually causing the incursions. What is causing it? What is causing the incursions? I would like to see that get answered. Another question that I want to see get answered is, who is Doctor Doom and why does he resemble Tony Stark? We have been asking that question so many times, and as a matter of fact, the Russo brothers recently commented on that, and he said that eventually all of this will make sense when you watch Doomsday. But I can't wait to see why. Like, what is the reason why? What is the reason why? Why does Doctor Doom look like Tony Stark? Why? And then we do have another question that I made up, which is what happened to Doctor Strange and Clea? We saw that at the end of the Multiverse of Madness project. Apparently, they went on to go stop an incursion that never got answered. No one ever talked about it again. And so I want to see that. Like, what happened to them? Where are they at? Where are they during Doomsday? Are they working with Doctor Doom? We'll see. Another question is, what happens to Loki and the TVA? Because we know that Loki is physically holding the branching multiverses together. What is he doing, right? With the universes collapsing, the fans need to understand why he cannot stop it and whether Doom is targeting his power or not. What is happening with Loki and the TVA? Another question that I hope does get answered, and I hope that they do not ignore this because that needs to be answered. What happened to the Council of Kangs? Or what will happen to the Council of Kangs? They cannot ignore it. They cannot act like it never happened. If you want to give us a straightforward answer, Marvel, then please just show Doctor Doom killing all of the Kangs in that temple and call it a day. That's it. You could just give us a 30-second to 1 minute sequence, call it a day. No worries, we'll be happy. At least it got answered. But what happened to the Council of Kangs? Because they were supposed to be considered as the big bad of the Multiverse Saga, and you're just going to ignore it like that? No way. You have to assess that situation. The other question is, who are the actual Avengers? I mean, like, bro, if you look at that artwork that was released by Marvel just like 2 or 3 days ago, you can see the 3 different universes, the 3 different teams. You have Earth 616, you have the X-Men universe, you also have the Fantastic Four, you also see the Thunderbolts team as there. You also do see the Thunderbolts, etc., etc., etc. Right? You have different teams, different universes there, but bro, like, why did they put Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, separate from whoever his team was supposed to be? He's just by himself. So clearly they're not trying to show who are in the Avengers. Who are the actual Avengers right now? Who are they? Will they be formed through Doomsday? It's probably going to be answered, and I hope that they do. Like, they're like, okay, like we just start going into Earth 616. The first scene better show Sam Wilson walking into the headquarters. And he's like, okay, I'm calling this dude, because the universe is about to collapse. Bro, I need help. We need to call that dude. And they're all the Avengers. Call it a day. Boom. Done. But hopefully they answer that question. But that is going to be it, right? That is going to be it for today's video. Huge news, by the way. Huge. And I can't wait to see what the trailer is going to look like, what they will show. I hope I get tickets. Once again, I have to be ambitious. I have to go out there and fight against the other fans out there. I hope I get the tickets, and we'll see what that last clip does show in Avengers Endgame that will release in September. Very exciting stuff coming up, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.